What's good in the hoodie, guys? Happy after hours. Grab a drink. It is Monday. Hope everybody's weekend was incredible, guys. I went to my first ever house party. You guys know I'm an Afrobeat girly, true and true. But I'm deciding that this season in my life, I want to do different stuff. So my best friend TK, he's one of the gays. And you know the gays be loving house. And for you guys that don't know what house is, it's like a genre of beats. I can't explain it, but it was like it's a lot of beats and rhythm and not much lyrics. But I had a good time. To be honest, I realized that I'm a table culture whore because the settings of the club was very much everybody was standing up and vibing and my legs were hurting me. I needed to sit down. If you are someone who wants to get into house, just know that it's not a high heels thing. You're wearing trainers, true and true. But it was a cute night, but hope everybody had an amazing weekend. Let's get straight into hot topics. Right. So we have Rielle, who is a UK influencer hairdresser who ran over her friend, Klaudia Glam, last night after they allegedly fought over a rapper by the name of Twin S. Now, when I saw this online, I saw all the videos circulating of them scrapping in the middle of Mayfair. And it was crazy. People were on the streets recording, breast was flying, hair was flying, the whole thing was a mess. That's the first thing that I saw. And to then find out it's about a man, like, I think fighting over a man, like physically getting into an altercation over a man is something that I would not even wish on my worst enemies, because that level of pick-me-shot, that level of the boy is mine is something that I never want to face for me or my girls, period. The whole thing is a mess. And unfortunately, guys, so sad. The physical altercation went to the next level because this lady Rielle got into a car and then decided to run over Klaudia. She ran over her, reversed back over her, and then in the process also ran over a normal pedestrian, like just a regular guy who was literally parking his bike and minding his business, also got injured in the process. So unfortunately, the girl who got run over, Klaudia, has been pronounced dead. And I just found that out on the way to the studio. This really breaks my heart because I don't feel like things should ever get to this level over things that are so fickle. And I think what frustrates me is that when you are someone that does not know how to regulate your emotions, these tend to be the results. Nobody ever goes into a situation or a fight thinking they're going to kill somebody. But when you are somebody that has a rage to that point, has an anger to that point, you end up doing things that you're going to regret after. Now Sister Girl is in prison. Now she's in prison. Now she is facing a life sentence because 1, she's killed a person, and 2, she's also injured a person. Not only that, she spoke earlier on her Snapchat and made the following snap. People shouldn't trouble mad people, because when I hurt you for provoking me, I won't be going to jail. I'll be at the hospital around the way from where I'll put you. So it seems that this fight and disagreement that these two have had has existed way before that incident. And I just think it's disgusting. And I think if anyone should take a lesson from this, it is never worth fighting over a man. It is never worth physically fighting over a man. I said in a previous episode, listen, if you know there's a woman, if you know that you're dating a man that, by the way, is not your husband, if you know there's a woman in his life that's willing to die for him, that's willing to kill for him, you should just leave him. Let her have him. If a woman is willing to work that hard to be in a man's life, so much so she's willing to cause you emotional distress and emotional harm, just let it go. It's not worth it. And I think a lot of times maybe the situation is no longer about the man, but it's more like pride and winning and trying to be competition and be competitive, and it's like, nah, I gotta get him, he's my, like, babe, it's not worth it. And I think in this season of my life, emotional regulation is so important, and there's some battles that's okay to lose. It's a flex for a girl to say that she snatched your man or she slept with your man. Please let her have that battle. Let her win that battle. Because what is the result of this? What do you gain by trying to prove to somebody that you're big and bad and you can do all of this and da 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 da? It should never get to there. It should never get to death. And the second thing I want to say is, again, I hate that I have to say this, but the man them constantly have to let me down. They constantly let me down, because why is it that two women are scrapping on the street and men are holding their phones and recording like the baddest bitches in the room? I just saw a group of men circulating, watching, filming, not acting, not responding, giggling, making a scene. It's the same thing I seen at the Gunna concert where the girl was sexually assaulted and she's literally screaming for her life, and guys are just looking around and just looking like bitches. God, I don't even want to make this a men bashing session, but I just think it's really annoying. Like, if we cannot rely on men to stabilize society, then who have we got here? Who have we got? I said, who have we got? My heart goes out to Klaudia Glam and everybody that is mourning her death and is emotionally affected by this. But guys, we need to do better. Rielle, was it worth it? It wasn't worth it. Guys, I saw something very interesting on the internet. So we have this 51-year-old who is 15 weeks pregnant, and this will be her 8th child. 51 years old, she's about to have a child. She already has 15 grandkids. Her oldest is 37 years old and her youngest is 2. Now, people are saying, should there be an age limit to when people should have kids? People are saying that 51 years old is far too old to be a new mother. But I believe she done this through IVF. So I'm going to take a look at the video. I want you to watch it too.
Hey guys, so right now I'm 51 years old. In July I will turn 52. But right now I have a 37-year-old. I have a 36-year-old. I have a 33-year-old. I have a 31-year-old. Those are the boys. I have a 30-year-old, a 29-year-old. Those two are girls. And then I have my 2-year-old son. And I am currently 15 weeks pregnant with a boy. So altogether, I will have 6 boys, 2 girls. Besides the fact that my children have kids. Altogether, all 6 kids have a total of 15 grandkids for me. So I have a big family.
Grandmommy, why are you being so greedy? After 8 children, well, 7 children, if you don't count the one in her stomach. After 7 children, you have 15 grandkids. I'm not sure what else is there to do. I'm not sure why you would want to raise a whole child again. I feel like in your 50s, this should be, especially the ages that her kids are, this should be the age where you cross your leg and enjoy the fruits of your labor. I'm not sure why you would want to do the pad changes, the pamper changes, and the baby formula and the breast milking. I'm not sure why you would want to do that again. I know there's a lot of people that put their value in their motherhood. So when they're not a mother, they feel like they don't know who they are. So I know there are women that just love being a mother, and then when they grow older, they start missing like just having someone that feels that needs them, basically. But she also has a 2-year-old, so I'm really confused. Like she already has a newborn baby that is a fresh baby. Like 2 is fresh, 2 is still waddling and toddling. But then it's like, okay, so you're what? She's 51. So when the child is 10, she's going to be 60. To be honest, she still looks quite agile for a 51-year-old, but 51 is not that old. But when you start getting to the 60s, 70s, that's when your back starts hurting you. Do you guys feel, comment below, do you feel like her being an older mother is going to affect the quality of life that the child has? Because when you think about it, like, okay, when you're 10, that's the time where you're really like, full functioning. You want to ride a bike, you want to go swimming, you want to do all this stuff. And then when you're 60, like, your leg is starting, the arthritis starts kicking in. You got the carpal tunnel in the hands. You got the menopause, and now you got cold sweats all the time. Now you got off your wig so that your head can breathe. Like, it's a complete different time. And then your child needs somebody that is, active. Your child needs someone that is like, ready to do all the fun stuff and educate them about life. But you're there, trying to find your shit because, you know, you're getting old, your back is getting old. Like, I don't know how it's going to work. I do know a lot of people that have older parents though. Like, but it's shocking. My mum is 55. Can I also just say something? A lot of us don't know our parents' age as well. Like, when people are like, how old is your mum? I don't have a clear answer because I think she's around 55. I'm not confirmed sure. Am I a bad child? But I also know a lot of people that don't know their parents' age. It's just something we never speak about. Am I a bad child because I don't know my mum's actual, like, accurate age? Like, I know a roundabouts. Because obviously, like, we celebrated her 50th birthday a couple years ago. So I remember when she was 50. So I know she's over 50. But in terms of whereabouts the 50 is, I'm not sure. But anyways, my mum is 53. She's still bouncy. She still gets down with the kids. Her ass is still fat. Shout out to my mum. But, you know, she's older. She wants to do different things. Like, she, you know, likes to go to church. She sings in the choir. She goes to water aerobics, you know. And obviously, I'm at the age where I like to do the mature stuff, like, you know, go for the lunches, go for the dinners, you know. But in terms of being 10 years old, you want to run everywhere. You want to go to the park. You want to roly-poly on shit. You want to get your hands dirty. I don't know if a 6-year-old will really be down like that. Anyways, guys, comment below and let me know. Also, guys, there's a lot to debunk here because, you know, they always say that women have a body clock. So for a woman to be 51 years old and still conceive is a miracle. It's crazy. I would love for us to understand the woman's body outside of patriarchy, because I think things like infertility has been blamed on the woman a lot, but I'm starting to hear a conversation about how women have been protecting their husbands who were actually the cause of infertility. Like, a lot of guys are very infertile, but rather than holding the shame of that, the woman tends to hold the shame of that, and they think it's her. I remember I watched a TikTok, and this woman was coming out to say that she hadn't had any kids, and when she went to the fertility clinic, they said that the husband had a low sperm count, and to hide the shame, the woman was the one that basically took the responsibility of her being infertile, to the point where her mother-in-law was insulting her and insulting her womanhood. But to find out that a woman is 51 having a child, and this is the second time I think I've heard this, that there was another conversation where another woman that was like in her 40s, in her late 40s, also conceived and is pregnant. So maybe we need to start spinning around the block on some of the sciences. Oh my God. There's another thing that I found out, guys. Another science fact. So, you know how they say how sperm work? Before, according to science, what they were saying was that sperm worked on basically who was the fastest to get to the egg. The fastest swimmer and the one to penetrate the egg first will be the one to fertilize the egg. Guys, that is not correct. Even the fastest swimmer might not be picked, because it is the egg's choice, and she decides, depending on the sperm's DNA, which sperm is right for her to fertilize with. So, and she sends out a chemical signal to that specific sperm to attract that sperm to where she is. Ooh! It's a woman's choice. It's always a woman's choice. It is not about who the fastest and the first is. It is about the woman deciding, the egg deciding who she wants, who is the most suitable based on the sperm's DNA. That's all I gotta say. Take that as you will. I think a lesson that we can learn from this, because I was thinking in terms of like the personality of a woman. And I think because of how fertilization has been depicted, society has spent a lot of years adapting this narrative that the man chases and picks and selects his woman, but it's the other way around. It's the other way around, guys. Anyways, that's my fun fact of this Monday. Okay, guys, this one is good. American gold medal Olympian Noah Lyles is getting dragged for his reaction to his wife's wedding dress. I want you to take a look. Take a look. A mess.
I didn't think you would go with the princess dress. I didn't see you for a princess dress style. Yeah, this is good. Dang, that's a train. And we're supposed to spin in this?
No, we spin it up.
You said what?
We spin it up.
Hate him.
Nervous. See, that's
Hate him.
It's all yes.
Guys. Guys. So this is what I'm seeing in this video, and this is my problem. This is our wedding day. This is your woman's wedding day. She woke up 5 a.m. in the morning to do her hair and makeup. She put on this dress because she wanted to impress you. You've turned around, and the first thing you're doing, analyzing it like it's like, you know, when you go for interior design consultation and you're looking to see if the color is matching, if the shoe is matching. Like, why would you approach that so critically? That would really upset me as a woman. If on my wedding day I show you my dress and you are not crying like Viola Davis with bogies coming out of your nose, I'm not marrying the right man. You need to fall on your knees and tell me how beautiful I am. I think to the first knee-jerk reaction for you to criticize her is very questionable. And then to also talk about, like, babe, like, I'm wearing my wedding dress. Like, you should be telling me I'm beautiful, I'm sexy, I love you, I can't wait to take it off when we finish. You're talking about the proximity and the range of the dress, talking about, isn't it going to be difficult to spin in? Bruv, like, what are you like? Like, what? Why is that the first thing to come into your brain? Why is that the first thing to come to your head? Whether the dress is functional. Why is it? Why is that the first thing to come into your mind when you're getting married to me? Like, the reaction of my husband needs to be, you look good. When am I gonna off this so I can see the fruits of my labor? Like, that's the type of energy you need to become with. I think it's, girl, and we're having a sassy man pandemic. We're having a sassy, like, is she marrying an Olympian or is she marrying Gakwan? Which one? Because there's no way that I'm getting married to my man and he's giving me fashion advice. He's giving me tips like, no, girl, like, I just don't, it's not giving. Like, he was this close to say, it's not giving. And doing this. That he was that close. He was this close. What a sassy king. He is a sassy ass king. I think a lot of women, do you know what's interesting? I think us ladies need to be very careful when a man is trying to humble us. Like, you should be very, like, if you have a man in your life and let's just say that you're looking amazing or you've achieved something or you are doing something that you're very proud of, you should be very mindful of how the man in your life responds. If a man on your greatest moment, you feel good, you took your time to pick out the dress and you feel amazing, if in that moment your man's knee-jerk reaction is to criticize you, to try and humble you and to try to bring you down on your wedding day, you need to ask yourself if that's the right man to marry, if that's the right man for you. And it's always the knee-jerk reactions, guys. Look for the reactions, the reactions that he couldn't control. And I think that shows how he feels about you eternally, or the type of person he is eternally, because now he could turn around and be like, oh my God, he was just kidding. He was just stressed. But why on my wedding day was that your first choice in response? Not, wow, I'm in love with this woman. Not, wow, you know, this is the woman of my dreams. I'm going to marry her. Criticizing her dress and the length of her train and everything else before he turns around to be like, you look good. I don't know, girls. I don't think it could be me. I don't think it could be me. Can I just say something? I think I've been seeing conversations, I've never been married before, but a lot of women know when they're not marrying the right person. And I think it's these sort of character traits that you pick up as red flags that we ignore because maybe she's been with him for a long time, or you've already announced the wedding and now you're embarrassed. Like, I remember there was a girl who was saying that she had always known that she was not supposed to marry this man, but it wasn't until after she got married, she was in the car and she said that it was like the veil had been removed. and she just saw him for who he is, and she was like, I can no longer be with this person. But when I was looking at the comments, a lot of the girlies were saying that they knew from before they got married, they knew that this is not my husband. But a lot of women carry shame in I guess announcing a man and then having to tell the world that, oh, I'm no longer with him, it's not working out. So they just kind of ride through, and they just persevere to the death, and then marry a man that basically hates them. Anyways, guys, what's my own? Dilemmas. Guys, you guys are so chaotic. I love dilemmas. So I have had a fuckload of dilemmas, but I've decided to pick my most chaotic ones for this week. If you guys want to get involved in dilemmas, please, the form is in the description box. Also, for our Patreon community, you get to send your dilemmas straight to me on our WhatsApp community. And for you to access the WhatsApp community, you need to join the Patreon community. So please make sure that you lock into Patreon. I'm also doing special Patreon episodes where we do call-ins, dilemma call-ins, and dilemma chit-chats. So make sure that if you are not part of the community, join the gang. Don't be a little bloody bitch. Anyways, let's get straight into it. So, first dilemma. Hi, MJ. Ah! Hi, MJ. My wedding is in 2 weeks, and I feel like I don't even know the man I'm about to marry. For 7 years, I had this gut feeling that my fiance cheated on me early in our relationship. I asked him over and over again, and every single time he denied it. Eventually, I convinced myself I was overthinking, and I chose to trust him. Since then, he's been everything I could ask for. Loyal, consistent, no red flags. I truly believed we had moved past anything questionable. But 2 weeks ago, everything changed. He got extremely drunk, so drunk he had alcohol poisoning and was completely delirious. In that moment, I asked him again about the cheating, and this time he admitted it was true. After 7 years of looking me in the eye and lying, should I go forth with the marriage or not? Oh, this is hard. Oh, God, this is hard. This is actually a very hard one because this is to do with forever. This is to do with somebody's forever. Marriage is a big commitment, responsibility. And the fact that he's been caught lying about this is very, very, very questionable to what could he also potentially be lying about. When you're talking, I have a couple of questions. When you're talking about very early in our relationship, how early are we talking? Are we talking within the first year? Because if you're talking within the first year, then it's, like he's, like if you're talking within the first year, I think that's a very it is what it is, isn't it? Like we was all outside, we're just figuring each other out. It's the first year, but I also think that he should have come clean at the time. So I don't know. It's hard to it's really, really hard for me to tell you a straight yes or a straight no because there's so many moving parts. Now for me, and I'm going to change something that I've said before. I always would say, oh yeah, I can deal with cheating. I think the problem with cheating is after the action, the trust erodes. And I think trust is something that is very, very important in a relationship. You don't want to have in the back of your head because your man is cheating again. Now you start moving crazy and going out of character and looking at his phone and stalking where he is and having an anxiety when you're around your man. Your man is supposed to make you feel safe. So I think once cheating has been done, even though we can forgive cheating, the trust is never going to be the same. And I think it's up to you just to decide as a woman whether you want to get into a relationship and a marriage where you're waking up every morning and looking and looking at your man and questioning whether he's being loyal to you. I think the second thing is I cannot stand a liar. And I think I hate when I catch a liar out, especially a liar that has lied to me for a long time, because I'm thinking of all the times where you looked me in my face and made me feel like I was going crazy. You gaslit me. You told me, nah, how can I do that? What would you think this is? You're now telling me to check your phone. You're now telling me, nah, but this, like, and then to find out that it was a lie, I start looking at you like a very calculated individual, because you lied, and the level of lying, you're now calling your boy saying, oh bro, can you talk to her on the phone? Now your guy is calling me on the phone trying to convince me that you're telling the truth, and you're doing all these things to convince me that you're telling the truth, and I believe you, and I find out that all those mechanisms was bullshit. No, then I start thinking you're tapped. Then I start thinking you're tapped, because the level of lying is not just I didn't do it. The level of lying is check my phone. You're moving crazy. You're making me, like, the person starts making you feel insane for even thinking that. Whereas your gut was right all along. I think if you're a woman that has a good intuition, the advice I would give to you is to pray on it and understand there's no harm in walking away now. Even if it's 2 weeks away from the marriage, you're still not married. There's no harm for walking away now. 7 years is a long time, but so is another 7 years of disappointment and hell and cheating and lying. You can take it or leave it. You know what I said? Check it or leave it. You can take it or what? Leave it. And yeah, girl, best of luck. Keep us updated. Did you marry him? Did you not marry him? I need to know. I love you so much, and best of luck. Next dilemma. How do I start dating in late 20s? Guys, we've had a couple of this the last couple of weeks. Why are the girls in their 20s, early 20s, late 20s not living their hoochie life? I don't understand. Like, why are we not, where's the hoochie mamas? Like, what's going on? Okay, I'm about 26 years old, a firstborn daughter of 3. I grew up as a homebody, shut in due to my strict upbringing. Now I'm approaching my late 20s. My mother is eager for me to get married. Word for word, she said, if fertility issues never existed, I'll let you marry at any age you wanted, but that's not the case. I've never dated in my adult life. I don't know where to start. I honestly have low self-esteem and just want the comfort of my bed, Madam Joyce, YouTube, and food on my days off from my stressful 12-hour job. Any advice or hacks, let me know. First of all, girl, I love you so much. I'm finding that a lot of my viewers are the introverted girlies, and they like to live through me. Whilst I love that, I also want you guys to live your best life and your hoochiest. I want you guys to live in the fullness of what life is, in the fullness of your womanhood, in the fullness of your femininity. And I want you guys to fall into that. Like, you have to come along with me on this journey. I can't just be the loud and proud one always. I want anyone to watch this show to be as loud and proud as me. So the advice I have to give you is, first of all, guys, I don't know who's watching this, but your man is not at home. Okay? Your man is not at home. If you live the life where you are a homebody and you have strict parents, and now your mom is telling you to get out, to get out and find a man, can I just say also that's a whole other chapter, by the way, because a lot of African parents like to do that, where they will contain people and they will suppress people to the point where they're introvert, to the point where they don't like to go out, they don't have any friends, and then in their adult years they're confused as to why that is. Whilst we can blame our parents, that's fine. Let's blame them. Let's cuss them out a little bit and say, you did this to me. We also have control, and we also have a charge and control over your own life in your adult years. So I would say the first thing is there's a lot of inner work. I think low self-esteem tends to happen when you have people around you who are not feeding you, or who are not telling you you're good enough, you're beautiful enough. So you need to start telling yourself those things. You are beautiful, you are good to be around, you are sexy, you are fun. And even when you don't feel like it, those are the things that you need to be telling yourself on a constant basis. That's the first thing. The second thing is go outside. You need to go outside. You need to throw yourself in social settings. And I'm not saying go to Eden Lounge and go to the club, and don't go too hard. You know, be social in spaces that you enjoy. For example, if you like to work out, if you like to go to the gym, start the classes. Go to the classes. I love going to a class. You see body pump, all of this, that's me. If you like to run, go to a run club. If you like a book, go to the book club. If you like to, there's so many things that can fit within your hobbies that you can also socialize and do. And I think in addition to that, you need to feel uncomfortable with being social and being in social settings and speaking to people. People are not as scary as you think, guys. Even before I was Madam Joyce, because people are going to be like, oh yeah, but you're Madam Joyce, everyone wants to talk to you. Even before that, even before when I was just Joyce Ann, I would just talk to people. I'm the type of girl that I will make a bag of bitches on a holiday and they be my friend. I'm the type of person that will there's one time where my friend came really, really late, almost like 2 hours late to a party. And it was just me and her. So I went in first. And by the time my friend got there, I had 4 bitches taking pictures of me. Because now we friends. I literally went up to them and I was like, guys, my friend is late. I don't have any friends. And they were like, girl, you can come with us. And that was A plus B equals C. People are not that scary, guys. People, if you come in confident and fun and you understand that your offering is that, girl, we'll have a good time together, especially when the people have a little bit of a licky, juicy drink, you can really meet some really cool people. So get out of your house. Your man is not inside the 4 walls of your house. If that's what you're looking for, he's outside. You need to step out. You need to go outside and find him. If that's what you want. We are having a lonely girl pandemic, which is absolutely killing me and breaking my heart. Please, guys, join the WhatsApp community. I have a group chat called the Lonely Girls Club. And I don't know what I'm going to do at the moment, but there's something I really want to do pertaining to the fact that we have a lot of single women. We have a lot of women like you who don't have their tribe and don't have their circle. And I want to create one. So guys, please join the WhatsApp community. Hey, Joyce. Love you, big mama. So here's the dilemma. I met my ex at 6. I'm already triggered. I met my ex at 16. Love of my life. We broke up around 21 after several redos. I'm now 30. We rekindled recently and the love and sparks just came right on back. However, he can be so rude and harsh at times, often aggy. I'm sensitive AF and I bite back, to be fair. He does apologize for his tone and aggression, but I can't shake the feeling that he's actually a narcissist who will always talk down to me. Narcissists walk away. Narcissists run away. If your man is a narcissist, you got run away. I don't even know what that song came from, but carry on. How the hell do you really know? I love him. He loves me, but love ain't enough. Do I try to stay and fix the communication, or do I accept he isn't going to change and let him go? How do I really know if he's a true narcissist? Please ask the bad boys and girls for their feedback and experiences. Guys, I'm fucking triggered. I'm triggered so bad. So I do believe that there is times where you date somebody when you're younger or in a different time in your life, and you can grow up and that person has changed and that person has, matured. And you can spin around the block. I'm not mad at the girl that spin around the block. What I am mad about is you spinning around the block so many times and he's still a fool. He's still a fool. Please, guys. And a lot of times, listen, I want you to clock something. I want you to clock that T. You said he talks down at you. A lot of times guys spin around the block because they've gone out to the world and they see that nobody wants him because the other bitches that he actually likes has clocked his game and has clocked that he's not a nice person. So they go to the person who will tolerate their bullshit. You are the person. There should be under no circumstances you be with a guy and he talks down at you, he belittles you, he makes you not feel good enough, he's not patient with you. I do not wish that on my girls. You should never be with a man that is not patient with you. You should never be with a man that talks down on you or tries to humble you. Never. Because what that does is that it starts picking at your self-esteem. I believe that you can change some things about a man. I believe that you can change, for example, like some of my girls are like, oh, I'm dating this guy and he doesn't know how to dress. I think that's something you can change. Oh, I'm dating this guy and he doesn't know, he doesn't know how to love me in terms of I like going out on dates and he doesn't want to go on dates. If he loves you, he will change. But one thing I strongly believe that you cannot change is a man's character. I strongly believe that a man's character, that's who he is. If he is somebody that can look down on you, look down on people, if he's somebody that can put you down and belittle you and be aggressive and angry and rude and harsh and talk to you anyway, I don't believe that he will change that for you. Maybe for the next girl, because the next girl will have less toleration for bullshit and she's ready to pack her bag and go out of the door. But it seems that you have been the revolving door where you go round and round and you go to the same boy and you love him and we break up and we get back together. And even though after he's been a cunt so many times, you're still here. A man is not changing for you because you don't, do you really care? Because if you cared, you would have gone. If you know, if he was a narcissist then, when you were 16, and he was a narcissist when you were 21, and he's still a narcissist, when is he going to change? He's not. He's not. Also, the question you have for me, do I try and stay to fix communication, or do I accept he isn't going to change and let him go? I think for me, if something is not working, if something is broken, if something is not working and it hasn't been working for a long time, I think the energy that you use to try and fix and change and convince and force and shout and cry and scream for a man to change could be invested in something else, like yourself or a better partner. It gets to a certain point, and it gets to a certain point in time, and after how many years, where you have to sit down and ask yourself how many times am I going to shout about the same thing? How many times am I going to have to convince somebody that my feelings are valid and this person is generally hurting me and they need to change? If from 16 to 30, the man has not changed, he's not going to change. And you need to put that energy that you keep using to invest into him and invest into trying to change him into yourself or into other things that will yield a better result. Because at the moment, you're just shouting and crying and wasting energy for free, for nothing. That's what I would say to the situation. But guys, have you guys ever dated a narcissist? How was that like? And how did you get out of the situation? Let me know in the comments. Oh, okay. So, shout out to all my professional girlies. So at 22, I have achieved my dream job in the events industry, working social media for a big, well-connected company. While it looks great externally, the reality is constant stress, anxiety, and work burnout. The environment is a major issue. The male founders create a misogynistic, ego-driven atmosphere where the women, including me, aren't taken seriously. I'm called the marketing girl and given demeaning nicknames despite knowing I bring value and expertise. I hold back my best ideas because I don't feel appreciated financially or otherwise. This job is a big opportunity with strong connections and I'm starting to find my footing, but the toxic environment keeps pulling me back. I'm questioning if it's normal for the creative industry or if I'm too sensitive and need to toughen up. Now I have an offer from a startup, a fresh but uncertain environment. I feel stuck. Do I stay, push through the toxic culture for a long-term payoff, or leave for unknown new risk? I generally don't know what to do. Am I building my dream or slowly burning it out, trying to prove I belong in it? This is a hard one. Because you're 22 years old, you've just started your career, and you're in a conglomerate, you're in an institution that already has resources, that already has the cogs, but you don't feel appreciated. I think people underestimate being underestimated. And I think people who are underestimated can use that as their superpower, because you've just said they have the connections. Your business is not trying to prove yourself to them. Your business is trying to get your contacts, grow your expertise by using the people who have the knowledge. And when you finish collating all that data, you carry your bag and you bounce out. Not every space is going to see your shine or appreciate you. But I understand that in order for you to grow, you need to grow in spaces that you can learn and cultivate yourself. Because going to a startup now, you would say that they would appreciate you and you have ideas and it's fresh, but you're not going to learn there. You're going to learn what you already know and go into that startup and be the smartest in the room. I am heavy, especially in this creative space, because I'm finding that a lot of these creatives are missing steps. Everybody wants to be the big dog and wants to be the bright lights, but we are missing process. We are missing people who have served and have, you know, they spent 4 or 5 years under someone, taking shit, and now they can be the best producer or creative that they deserve to be, because even though the person that was working under them was shit, now they got their contacts, now they got their knowledge, now they got the information, now they got you know what I mean? I think we're missing that. So if your issue is that you are being overlooked, let them overlook you and make sure you're using that time to steal every contact and knowledge and everything you go, even if it's for 1 year. Then after that, you go to the startup where you come with you're smarter, you have more knowledge, you have more contacts, you have more resources. If it's something that is affecting your mental health to the point where you're like, MJ, I cannot do this anymore, this is affecting me and my well-being, leave. Choose your health first. Choose your mental health first, 100%. But if it's something that it's like, okay, this big institution I can figure out some shit here. I can learn some shit here. I can build my network here. Spend a year. Lock in. Let them overlook you. You don't know. They don't know you're about to pull the rug under them. Let them know you're not start figuring yourself out, and then you move and you leave. That would be my advice to you. But girl, you got a lot to learn. You're still young, and there's still opportunity for you to shine. Just take time. Right, guys, that has been the end of the episode. Guys, if you want to be part of Dilemmas, if you want to be part of the show, please make sure that you click on the description box where we have our form for you to fill in with all the questions. And Patreon community, please make sure you get your WhatsApps in so that I can answer it on Monday next week. I love you guys. Have a good one. I'll see you back on Wednesday. Yeah, off now. Have a good day, night, evening, wherever you are in the world. We're international. Yes. Goodbye. Mwah.